Kevin Green joins me now, senior markets correspondent here on the network, to help set up some of the action today. Let's start out with a conversation about Elon Musk and his attempt to buy OpenAI and Sam Altman's comments back. He commented on Twitter X. He's done some interviews. I saw a spicy one with Bloomberg. I don't know if you saw that one, but let's talk big picture around this first, and then just some of your thoughts on this, KG.
Yeah, we continue to see it back and forth with between Elon and Sam Altman here, but this offer was actually for around $97.4 billion. This is a group of investors along with Elon Musk to try to take over OpenAI and buy all of the assets and the infrastructure in place. Now, as you kind of talked about, Sam Altman has actually denied the offer, if you will, and did actually make a little bit of a swipe at Twitter, saying that he's open to buying Twitter for $9.74 billion. If you want, which I found very interesting. And as you talked about, he did actually have an interview this morning, Sam Altman, and made some comments that were a little bit more direct towards Elon Musk and his belief that he believes that the offer was really just made in order to try to slow OpenAI down. So they're not open to any takeouts for right now. And once again, this back and forth continues to go on between these two. Used to be business partners. Now it seems like they're more rivals.
Yeah, it seems like they've gone from friends to foe, especially like when I was listening to some of that Bloomberg interview, Sam Altman called Elon Musk insecure and, kind of talked about his character, which is interesting because, often nowadays, given how cozy Musk is, with the president, you don't hear a lot of commentary about that about him from other leaders, which I know they made that point. It's just kind of really wild to see. Any other takeaways that you have with regard to kind of what's happening, investors circling around OpenAI?
Yeah, it does appear that Elon Musk's attorney is really trying to ask California and Delaware to be able to open up the process to provide bidders for OpenAI, which is actually very interesting because Elon's really not too friendly when it comes to California and Delaware now because of obviously some of the wage issues and package issues that they've been having when it comes to court battles. But once again, it does appear that Elon's really trying to maybe cause up a little bit of a stir, maybe open up some opportunity to provide a little bit more footing when it comes to legal battles between OpenAI and just the artificial intelligence market as a whole. But Sam Altman, I think he did a pretty decent job with trying to lay out the fact that they are focused on their own vision when it comes to OpenAI. And right now, it seems like that's all that they really want to do and not really looking for any other investors or any buyout opportunities right now.
Okay, this will be one that is interesting to watch, especially also given not just the cost dynamics, but the character dynamics here. All right, KG, let's talk some earnings and focus today. We got fresh numbers out from Coca-Cola this morning. It looks like it was a beat on the top and bottom line. Take us through some of your numbers and some of your initial takeaways.
Yeah, so Coca-Cola up about 3%, 3.5% in pre-market trading here. Earnings per share actually did beat the street's expectations, coming in at 55 cents. She was looking for adjusted earnings per share come in at around 52 cents. And revenue came in at $11.5 billion, exceeding the street's expectations of $10.68 billion. They did actually see a meaningful rise when it came to volume, which is something that has been lagging over the last couple of quarters here. But if you're looking at their guidance did come up a little bit short, maybe a little bit more conservative. They are seeing some bright pockets, but they are also acknowledging the fact that the consumer is very sensitive to pricing as of right now, and that has been a headwind for them over the last couple of quarters here. But once again, very low bar probably going into this report. They did exceed the street's expectations, and you're seeing a nice little pop to the upside here today. Coca-Cola usually doesn't move that aggressively post-earnings, so a 3.5% move or even a 4% move for that matter is actually a pretty good result for a company that's within the consumer staples category.
So, KG, so this is a meaningful reaction in the context of how Coca-Cola normally performs. Do you think that is about not just the beat, but what we're seeing in terms of volume?
Yeah, they're seeing some bright spots when it comes to volume. Now, on the other side of that, restaurant volume has actually gotten a little bit lighter, right? And that's actually mainly the result of McDonald's. And we already have McDonald's earnings and their commentary around foot traffic within their stores. So Coca-Cola is seeing an impact there, but on the other hand, when you're looking at some of the wholesale activity that's taking place, they are seeing some benefits. One thing to note, they are going to be seeing an impact when it comes to currency as well, when it comes to top line and bottom line. So there is some dollar risk that's already inherent in their guidance moving forward, and they are prepared for that. But we're probably going to start seeing this theme and have seen this theme throughout this earnings season, especially those multinational companies that have a lot of exposure in the European markets as well as the Asia Pacific markets.
Yeah, I've heard that on earnings call. There was an earnings call I was listening to yesterday, and there was some commentary around that. And I know that was one of the concerns coming into Coca-Cola results is its impact of a stronger dollar. But let's get I also want to get your thoughts on today. When you think about the setup for today, we had gains yesterday. For the S&P 500, what kind of levels are you paying attention to in terms of support or resistance?
Yeah, I'm looking at 6,100 for us to be able to try to close above that today. That would actually get us kind of out of this channel that we've been in, this downward channel over the last couple of weeks here, and trying to at least hold 6,000. Now, we do have Powell speaking today, a couple of other Fed members speaking today, but when you're looking at the economic calendar as a whole, not a lot when you're looking at it from an equity standpoint. A lot of commodity reports coming out over the next couple of hours here. We do have a 3-year auction, which is not really that popular, but we are seeing volatility rise here a little bit, and we are expecting, the market is expecting that we will get the retaliatory tariffs coming out of the EU, which will be very interesting because this has been really goods focused for this market when you're looking at the commodities that are being tariffed. But does the EU actually go towards the route of services, which is one of the main things that we actually do export, if you will, and that could actually hit the tech stocks and also industrial companies when you're looking at some of the larger items that can be impacted. So a lot on the agenda for the most part. Volatility is probably going to stay elevated, but we'll see how we end up here. Actually, I do want to just call out, we saw about a $1.1 billion worth of flows going into the XLK, the technology ETF yesterday, and that's on the back of NVIDIA. A lot of the technology stocks actually didn't perform that well when you're looking at the large cap and the mega cap tech stocks, but NVIDIA really did see a healthy amount of flows going into that stock yesterday, and that's also being translated when you're looking at the sector ETFs.
All right, KG, thanks a ton with the outlook on the technicals and some insight on what to look for today in terms of the action in the market. That's Kevin Green, senior markets correspondent here on the Net.